Welcome back. The holiday season is full of giving back and pouring into the community. Now, a local business is helping its community with their Fit Body Food Battle.
Joining us to tell us some more details about it is Barrett Henson. We're so glad to have you here with us. Give us an overview of what this is all about.
Well, a big picture, obviously this is a time of year where people are getting together. Food just is kind of like a staple of that community when you're around the table. And, we realize like there's a lot of people who are less fortunate in the world. So, a couple years ago, we started, hey, what better way that we can actually make a difference than, be a part of the change, right? So we started with a food drive, which, started to kind of compound with the other locations across the brand. And last year, we officially rolled it out as the food battle, and we raised over 100,000 pounds, 100,000 units of non-perishables for those in need. And we did that during the Thanksgiving window as it kind of clicks, really. And it's just a big culture builder, in my opinion. And, with fitness is tough. You wake up, early, that pillow gets a little bit,
Oh, yeah.
It's comfortable.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
comfortable.
and, after work, it's the same thing, right? It's like, ooh, just a long day. Maybe I should just go home. But when you have somebody else, who's with you, accountable, that sort of stuff, you tend to make better choices and better habits. And for us, like we understand, like how can we build community? Then actually take part in the building of community, and that's kind of where the food battle kind of got its inception.
Yeah, it's a
I guess.
great idea, and so glad you raised over 100,000 pounds food units last year. That's amazing. Talk a bit about the Fit Body Boot Camp. If somebody signs up for it, what are they actually signing up for? What kind of fitness is it?
Oh yeah, great. And I'll hit that. And I'll say this: the one ethical bribe I always say about the food battle is we give away 2 free weeks of boot camp for somebody who brings in a non-perishable food item. So hey, we want to kind of make it a little bit easier for you to come in. But Fit Body Bootcamp, we're 30-minute group training, group personal training workouts. So we're going to dial it up a little bit, but we're going to tailor it to you, and that's a really big thing. It's half the time, 30 minutes, which to me, like usually in fitness, the biggest objection that you have is I don't have time, and that's just a big objection in life in general right now because we're like eternally busy. So when you can reduce the barrier of entry, just like the food battle, hey, 30 minutes, like anybody can do something for 30 minutes. It just builds that little bit of like habit muscle, the mental muscle that gets you coming back. And it's total body. So, we're going to have a whole heck of a lot of fun every day.
Yeah. So, we've talked a lot about how acts of kindness go a long way in kind of improving your mood, positivity, overall well-being. How does that play a role in all of this?
Oh, big time. Consistency compounds. And I say this like, yes, we are a gym on the surface, but we're actually a personal development program. That's how I view what we do. We just happen to deliver kick butt workouts. Like that's it, right? And once you start having a little bit of habit that builds that muscle and fitness, I believe it's like a waterfall. It's going to go to every other aspect of your life. From your professional life, you're going to start making better choices from your nutrition. Maybe it's the network that you hang out with because you're getting around a group of people who are trying to do similar, go towards similar goals. And I've noticed that with our clients, it's not just the physical transformation that they go through, it's the personal transformation. They're a better spouse, a better parent, a better coworker, a better leader in their organization. And I believe like fitness is like the root of that self-development that you have. And it's pretty powerful.
Now, have you always kind of had that ethos when you began, the Fit Body Boot Camp, or is this something that you kind of discovered along the way?
Ooh, that's a deep question. I would probably say a little bit of discovery, but a little bit of who I am as well. And I think anybody who does get into the fitness space, they have a servant mindset because as you get in, you just want to help others. And the different owners and coaches and people within our network, like they're helping, they're looking externally to help other people. And I think that in itself is just very powerful because when you're around those people, like, I just want to be on that team, right? And again, I think it goes back to the consistency compound. So a little bit of both, I would say.
Yeah, that positivity certainly rubs off too. Yeah. All right, so for folks who want to get involved, give us the nuts and bolts here of the challenge.
Yeah, the food battle. So, big call to action. Look up. We can go to any one of our Fit Body Bootcamp locations. We have 9 across Metro Detroit. But you come in and you give a non-perishable food item, you're going to get 2 free weeks of boot camp. Like that's huge. Our opportunity to really, and with that, we're going to take you in, we're going to get to know you. It is personal training in a group setting. So, you bring that food in, we're going to get you signed up for 2 free weeks. We're going to get you an in-body scan. We're going to help hold you accountable, which is the big thing. And our big call to action for anybody who does come in and sign up, they're going to train for the rest of the year for free. So that's a really, really, big thing.
Quite an
because
incentive.
That is.
Well, because the holidays, it's a real challenging time, to get people to start. So again, we want to start with good habits now. So it's not just January 1 we're getting in the
Everyone gets in shape.
Resolutions and all
You
that.
got a little
Sure.
momentum beforehand.
All right,
you
quick
know?
question for me personally. I'm going to be doing a lot of eating next
Yeah.
Thursday and Friday. Tell me, give me a little quick healthy guide to stay on top of things.
That is literally, and this is like speaking my language. I have 3 big things that I would tell you, like for any holiday party, and this is not just Thanksgiving, but as you go through, like number 1, don't show up to that party hungry. If you it's just like, we always say this to our clients, like, hey, don't go grocery shopping when you're hungry too, because you're gonna be like, that looks good, right? Like, so, we really want you to don't go hungry. That's first and
So
foremost.
eat beforehand. Eat
Eat a
healthy.
little bit,
healthy.
bit beforehand,
Okay.
and also get a little water in there too. Your stomach's only so big, right? So when you put water, you put good stuff in there. Like it's going to sit in about 15 minutes. I would say when you start to feel that little hunger, wait 15 minutes, and if you still feel that little twinge, it's like, okay, we'll eat something, right?
All right.
And the last thing I'll tell you is, basketball season is around, right?
Yeah.
We hear 1 and 1.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same concept, 1 and 1. So if you're going to have 1 drink, you better have 1 water.
Okay.
If you're going to have 1 piece of pie, you better make sure you eat those good veggies before. And I say good veggies because we don't want them doused in a whole bunch of stuff,
Fries
right?
don't
No
count.
cheese?
French fries,
No
fried
cheese
potatoes.
on my broccoli?
Yeah.
So,
All right.
So those little things that'll help you. And again, it's small little decisions. And when you reinforce that muscle, that mental muscle, like those are the ones that are going to carry forward with the other parties. Because let's face it, the average American's going to go to about 5, holiday parties around this time.
If we're lucky.
Yeah, at
Yeah,
least.
exactly. So.
Yeah. All right. Good practical
Barrett,
tips.
Thanks a lot.
Fantastic.
All right, I'll remember that.
Appreciate
1 to 1, I don't know, maybe 2 to 1 for me.
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere, right?